Welcome to the Dark Nook Monster Shop. So this Easter, I found this at the dollar store. Just a silly little plastic Easter egg with a little blue teddy bear inside. And I found myself drawn to its blank expression. I mean, is it Zen or is this thing a psychopath? I don't know. It's a blank canvas that reflects back my own profound emptiness, so I wanted to make a battle mech out of it. So, I got some of these cheap interlocking block things too, and honestly I was more interested in the packaging, but I'm sure these will be useful in builds. They sort of slot together in a passable looking support structure. They kind of look like iron girders. I want to make this little egg into the cockpit of a battle mech, a Teddy mech. So, I have to build the mech around the cockpit. For parts, I picked up these cheapo toy bots from the dollar store. They're like knockoff Bionicles, if you remember those. They have this great modular design, so I got 3 of them. They all have the same frame and interchangeable armor parts with this ball and socket design. It's really clever. So the first thing I do is disassemble them. I think I can just glue this frame to the bottom of the egg and use that to attach the legs. And this big back piece, I'm thinking it kind of looks like steel beams, so it'll work once I paint it. Maybe I'll attach jump jets or a back-mounted cannon or something like that. And because I have extra parts, I can make the arms and legs bigger and longer. Yeah, this is gonna work. I have a lot of cool ideas, and not all of them work out. But sometimes, everything just falls into place and fits. I can just build the mech around this egg, and the only real question will be how to attach the arms. So I just kind of test fit some of these parts together to see how they look, and I double up the arm and leg parts to make the arms and legs twice the size and length. It'll look something like this. I'm going to use one of the feet as a shoulder, but I know I want to make one hand out of beads, the way that I saw Dan does when Bill Making Stuff do it. It's a very clever design, but let's not get ahead of myself. First, it's time for some ghetto green stuff. Now so far, this is the best replacement for green stuff that I've found. It's a Mexican brand of plumber's epoxy putty called Plasti Loca. You can find it on Amazon. It's about $12 for 40 grams. I mix it together, and it's a great adhesive too, so I use it to glue the frame to the egg. Then I sculpt some generic shapes into the bits of putty that squish out the sides, just to give it a little shape and break up the lines so it doesn't look so clean or like glue. And now, it's time for beads. To make some fingers, I cut some wire and add a few round beads and oblong beads to make fingers and knuckles, and voila! A finger! I use some of the putty to secure the beads to the wire and set it aside to cure. Then repeat the process. I want to use these pieces here to make a claw hand. I think they look kind of like those big industrial scrapping shears. You ever seen those? They use them to cut up cars and stuff. They look really cool. Although this one kind of looks like a little dude. I need to poke a hole in the plastic though to put these pieces together, so I heat up my trusty awl with a lighter and melt a little hole. I run a wire through each bit and secure them together. Then I glob on some ghetto green stuff. It has about an hour of work time and reaches its full hardness in about a day, so I can adjust and reposition it and sculpt detail into it. Just a little bit of water on my fingers to smush it into place. It is very sticky. And then I suspend it so it doesn't close before the epoxy has a chance to harden. I increase the size of the arms by adding more bits. I use one of the toy robot's chest plates to make the upper arm armor for the mech. That just makes it look bigger. Then I start gluing the armor pieces onto the frame. You may notice some extra parts in the background. I got some other cheapo toy bots to use for parts, but I didn't really end up using anything from them but their blasters, which fit perfectly into the little hole on the armor. Now it's time to make the hands, or hand. I start by trimming up this little connector piece and gluing it to the hand, which is made into a fist to hold a sword, but I want to add fingers, so I need to change it up a little bit. I sprinkle on some more baking soda to kick that glue faster. Now I use the bit of wire that's still sticking out of the end of those bead fingers to secure the fingers to the hand. And then I superglue them at the base. I wrap the remaining wire around the hand to hide it and put some superglue over the top. So, that's the arm with the hand done. Now let's make the arm with the hook hand. I use the head from one of the bots for the base of the hook. I trim it a little bit and fit the hook piece inside and then glue it in place. Next, I add some more ghetto green stuff and sculpt it to make some random mechanical looking details. I use some more of the GGS. Does that work? GGS? I don't want to say ghetto green stuff all the time. I use some more of the GGS to affix the pieces to the back of the egg and sculpt a little bit to make it look like a machined part. Then I mix up some more GGS to attach the arms to the egg. I sculpt the bits around the edges to blend it in and prop it up on a cup to wait for it to kick. This will take several hours. Now for those jump jets. I trim up these caps from a drink bottle and use some more GGS to attach some bits and glue on some greeblies. And now, those look like proper jets, with jet guts inside, like, they're supposed to. Now I attach the arm with the hook on it. But, being the clever boy that I am, this time I realize I can detach the rest of the arm and just glue on the shoulder piece so I don't have to prop it up to deal with the extra weight pulling on it. Then I glue on those jump jets. For the bottom facing ones that you won't see inside of, I don't even bother with the inner greeblies. You're never going to see inside there, there's no point. I'm learning. And yes, I burned my finger with that hot glue. Then I glue another piece on the back, just to kind of fill in the blank space with some mechanical shapes. I don't really have any idea what this is. Maybe it's some kind of winch or something, who knows. I don't want to do anything to the bear. That's the thing. I love how this little guy looks. I want him to sit a little lower though, so I trim out some of the foam to make a little seat for him. And I use the tip of my hot glue pew-pew to slightly melt the foam so he'll nest in there real nice. And that looks good. So now it's time for some paint. I start by basing it out in black with the airbrush. Then, like a doofus, I spill all the paint on my workbench. So now I paint with a brush. Then I switch back to using the airbrush and base everything out in black. Once that's dry, I base it out in black again. Only this time I add just a little metallic steel color to the mix. It's pretty much invisible unless it's in the right light, but it adds a little bit of a metallic undertone. Then I add a little orange to the same mix for a little bit of a hint of rust in that metallic undertone. I want this to look like a machine that's well maintained, but it's seen some use. Then I add some white to that same mix, and I start brushing on this metallic gray to some parts of the armor. Not all of it, just some parts. I'm not worried about doing a perfect job here, because I want it to look worn and used, like it's been repaired and repainted a lot, like an old battleship. Next, I add some green to that same mix, and I paint the main egg hull and some other bits for a little bit of contrast with that gray. Then, I use some of the metallic steel with no other colors added to paint on some metallic parts. And it was at this point that my camera just stopped recording. Well, that's not accurate. It kept recording, but just this image for about 45 minutes. So, when that painting was done, I reassembled the mech, but that's not on camera. I thought about disassembling it to reassemble it on camera, but I accidentally broke off the arm and had to re-glue that on, so yeah. Last, I spatter on some rusty brown and a light black wash for the dirt and grime. And when that's dry, Teddy Mech is all done. Thanks for checking out my video. Please hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more creepy creatures and crafty creations from the Dark Nook Monster Shop.